Podcast, you can't win. Talking a good game, you can't win. Topics never lame, you can't win. Win.
Watch your average Joseph. Marvelous. It's ridiculously funny.
Hi, I'm Marvelous.
And I'm not your average Joseph.
And we are the Podical Sons. So let's start the show. Like, comment, subscribe, all the above. All streaming platforms, Podical Sons Podcast. Social medias, Podical Sons Podcast, and the website itself, podicalsons.com. You can also see us on YouTube and Spotify and the website itself. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, brother. How you feeling?
Surviving and smiling. Can't complain.
All right.
A little hungry, but I get to it.
Good.
So let's get to this.
All right.
You want to just... You know what? Before we jump in with the polls and everything like that, whatever. Juneteenth. My question to you and stuff is, should Juneteenth be celebrated by Black people, only the Black people in America?
I see where you're coming from, and I would think, yeah, I don't see why that's a problem.
No, it's not a problem. I'm saying like anybody else besides the Black people.
No, what I say, I don't see why it'd be a problem for just Black people alone to be able to celebrate it. And the reason why I say that is because here, in Canada, you have certain holidays that a specific group of people were only invited to celebrate, and maybe the government might get it off.
Such as?
Like there's certain Jewish holidays that are not mandatory for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But if, for religious purposes, if you can identify with that, you can get it off. And more often than not, the Canadian government will get it off. Such as the situation with, I'm not sure what exactly they call it, but the day for the recognition of the Aboriginal and Indian people, right? The day of reconciliation. I think,
the reconciliation,
right?
Oh, for Indigenous folk.
Yeah. So it's not a national holiday,
right?
Right, but it's a government holiday.
Okay.
And I'm saying to myself, well, the government, like, y'all caused this. How do you get to benefit from the holiday, and nobody else does? So you know what? If we got a holiday just for ourselves, just to recognize what we've been through, because nobody else is shared in that plight with us.
True.
I don't see why anybody else should celebrate it with us. True. Or have the opportunity to celebrate it with us. Honest.
No. Do you think, let's say, race-wise, like if we're looking at stuff for like in America,
right?
Should the Black people by themselves, like if you're Black or we can quantify you as Black, get the day off?
Yeah.
So here with the Reconciliation Day,
right?
Everybody gets it off.
Everybody gets it off?
Yeah. I don't feel like it's just for Indigenous folk.
Oh, I don't know if I get it off. I have to check. I have to double check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have to check. Because when my wifey was telling me about it, I know she, as a government employee, they get it off.
Yeah, but she's not even Indigenous, and that's
what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's my thing and stuff with her, because I'm looking at it now. Let's say, for example, bring it back to the Juneteenth. We'll talk about the pop-up concert and everything like that, right? But I'm looking at stuff as like, I don't feel like if they identify you or they can see that you're actually Black, not blackface.
Yeah.
Why, you should, like, not saying that any place and stuff I've heard so far has said anything about like not getting it off, but you're not Black. Like if you're a Caucasian, like hell, your ancestors could have owned a few slaves. Why do you deserve to get the time off?
So okay, is it a national? I didn't know it was a national holiday in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
It's a national holiday in the U.S.
Mm-hmm. I was going to ask you, what's the difference between a national holiday and a government holiday?
Only the government get to celebrate those days.
So like Remembrance Day?
Remembrance Day? Yeah. There's do I get it off? No. And I think Easter, like the Good Friday, like some of the like government will get Good Friday off, or some of the regular workers won't. They'll get the Easter Monday off.
I thought that was pertaining to personal business. Because I want to
and
say,
that's why I go back to saying, religious holidays wise,
Yeah.
if you identify with whatever holiday that is, then you can get it off. But you'll get it off as a religious, like a religious exemption, and it's not a national holiday.
like Eid Mubarak.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because the reason why my wifey gets the Friday off is because she's like, yo, no, I'm Christian. We celebrate this holiday, so I can get it off. Otherwise than that, she would have to work the Friday. So I don't even think it's a government day for that specific one. But there's
Both days for us, I think if you're a worker in a hospital setting,
yeah,
it's considered time and a half. Good
Okay.
Friday and Easter Monday.
right.
So I don't work on both of those days,
Right.
right? So I'm like, would you quantify me as a government worker? Because I get it off. And some people in government worker, they only have one day.
Yeah, I guess it would depend on also on the industry.
That's what I'm thinking. It's more
Yeah.
personal to the personal to the business.
It may.
So that's something like, I feel like it's
more.
more personal to business, whatever, then that's a little different dance. Because I about to say, like, if I'm, let's say, Black business owner,
Right.
and I have, let's say, 10 employees, 8 are Black, 1 and the 2 are not Black.
Right.
If we're gonna close for Juneteenth, you got a freebie day.
Yeah.
Predominantly the staff is
Yeah.
and stuff is Black.
Unless we make all the white people work on Juneteenth.
Now, if it's
And we just stay-
and that's what I was thinking.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, how do you get it off when your ancestors could have been the reason why,
Right.
like, this day took so long to come,
Right. Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then so I was like, no, that don't make sense. And the same thing with the reconciliation day thing,
Yeah.
right? Like, if I was a bank worker and they're closing the government bank, and I'm fresh from Slovenia, I'm getting the day off. Like, one, my peoples didn't cause no harm to the part of the plight why the day exists.
As far as you know, when they celebrate Chinese New Year's here, do the Chinese people consider that like a day off type of thing for them to celebrate, or do they still like just work it as like a regular day?
Like a regular day.
Okay. So they don't celebrate. They don't take the time off for nothing. Because they don't take it off for our holidays. They don't take a break for all our holidays, or even acknowledge our New Year. The Chinese.
Oh.
So that's what I was wondering, if because they have their own New Year that they celebrate. When they celebrate it, is it like a?
I guess
like
it depends, and that's why I feel like it's more dependent to the business, whatever, right?
Okay.
Because I feel like if it's I'm assuming a Chinese predominantly kind of business, whatever, I'm assuming everything will be shut.
Right.
Because if majority of your staff might be like that and stuff, whatever, like you're gonna operate an operational business for like with only 15% of the staff, like no, shut it.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's certain places and stuff where if it's, let's say, Chinese predominant and they agree, like Pacific Mall,
Yeah.
like if they agree to it or stuff, whatever, like I don't think it'll be a problem and stuff if they say like, yo, we're gonna shut Pacific Mall for Chinese New Year.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So for the Lunar New Year and stuff like that, whatever, and then take it from there. But certain places they just run.
Mm.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it because like Canada's like equivalent to Juneteenth is the Emancipation Day and stuff is in August.
It's in August, yeah.
Right? So I look at it stuff as like, do we even should we bat an eye? Like as Black Canadians and stuff here,
Right.
should we even bat an eye to the US side of stuff or just like shut up and wait for 2 months?
We probably should just shut up and wait 2 months. I mean, I think we should probably treat it just like how we treat Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Yeah.
They got their shit, we got our shit.
We got ours, right.
Yeah. That's fair. Okay. Should we push for Emancipation Day?
We should push for it.
Because I'm about to say, if like they getting it up, I want the day off.
Yeah, we should push for it.
Attention, all Black Canadians. If you're hearing this podcast, this is resonating through your earlobes, thank you for rocking with us. Get out there and push for Emancipation Day in Canada for Black people to get it off so we can sing our own version of They Not Like Us.
Hey.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Before I jump into the pop-up thing, like,
we're gonna do the polls first.
yeah. Okay.
Because I feel like we're gonna spend some time with the pop-up.
We are, but okay.
Okay.
Let's do the poll.
Okay, let's
do
get
the
the polls out
polls.
of the way.
We'll jump back and stuff for that because I want to hold this thought. Hopefully, they don't forget it. All right. So, first poll of the week and stuff said, "Do you believe that everybody has a choice?" What do you got for that?
Yes.
85% said yes. 15% said no.
Hmm.
How do you feel about that? Stern, firm in your resolve with that?
Yeah, I feel like everybody has a choice. Whether whether they choose the decision they make is probably going to be based upon their standing within life, and the choices may not seem like choices to them, right? It may seem like if I gotta eat, then I gotta work this specific job,
Mhm.
and I have no choice in the matter. No, your choice is to starve. So you just choose to eat and not starve.
Yeah.
So I think, when it really boils down to it, when you say you don't have a decision in life, like certain things dictate that you do what you got to do.
Mhm.
No, I think you choose what you got to do. And, there's that saying, where there's a will, there's a way. And that way may not be a way that you're considering, or it may not be a way that may be conducive to your well-being going forward. But there's still that way.
I
And
feel
you
like
make that choice.
I feel like when you're gonna make that choice,
Yeah.
or people feel like they don't have a choice, in a matter, there were still choices previous before you got to that point.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I feel like, let's say, an abusive relationship, whatever, right?
Right.
There was probably telltale signs. That's what they say sometimes and stuff like that, whatever. And then do you choose to proceed before, like, when you see a telltale sign and stuff, whatever. Like I saw a video online where like the chick, she's on a first date with a dude.
Right.
And his baby mama called him and stuff for her. And he picked up the phone, answered, and said it on a speakerphone, like, you can fuck off and suck my dick, whatever, right?
Right.
You as the woman on the other end and stuff, whatever, like, this is a first date.
Yeah.
This is your telltale sign.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
what might be in store for you and stuff, whatever.
Exactly.
Do you choose to proceed or not from here? That's
From
still
here.
the choice.
Right.
Now, if they're in a situation stuff where she's probably getting one of those suck my dick hang ups and
Right.
stuff on her phone, whatever.
Right.
Like, boo, you had choices like many times before that.
Yeah.
So I feel like when I hear people, like, you wake up with choice and chance. Choice and chance. You take a chance to do whatever you wanted to do. Because, like, when they said, 6 million ways to die?
Choose one.
Yo, like, it's a real type of deal. Like, it was so funny where it was not funny, but there was somebody just sitting on their porch.
Mm-hmm.
Just sitting on their porch. And part of their house stuff kind of collapsed and broke their neck.
Right. Yeah.
You're just sitting on your porch and you can die.
Porch. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And then I heard another lady and stuff, whatever, tell me how her sister lost a digit. Like, she went to go turn on the pipe and then she heard a little, like, from the pressure thing, whatever.
Right.
And then the pipe just blew.
Yeah.
Like I think the hot water thing.
Yeah.
It just, the way it shot up, it broke off her finger. Right? And she's like, what if she was one of those, like, handy dandy type of fuckers trying to
look
lean
in. Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So I'm looking at them like, yo, she made the choice and this is what the result was and everything, right? And I think us as people, we have to understand that we do have a choice. When we come to that point we don't have a choice, we should honestly use that time to self-reflect, look back, and see where they didn't make the proper choice to now bring back to reality and say, what are my options now?
Right.
Or what are my choices and stuff, whatever now?
Right.
Right? Like it's I don't know. I always feel like when I hear people like that, they don't have a choice, whatever, I'm like, where's your accountability? Like, talk to me. But yeah. So the next poll now says, who's more accepting of a person's flaws? And the choices were men is more accepting or women more accepting. What do you got for your answer?
Oh, men.
I got men too, but
yeah,
67% said women.
What?
Yes. That's why I read it nice and slow. Because when I've had this debate with some
Out of
women.
60%, how many were women? Yes, we're going there.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There was a lot?
There's a lot of
Okay,
women. There's a
good.
lot of women. The few that I saw at the time, I think it was probably like noon on a Thursday.
Yeah.
When I went back, because I was having a conversation, somebody else saw it, whatever, from work, right?
Right.
And then they were asking me and stuff, and they're like, it was first it was a woman, because she said, if women did the things back to men, they wouldn't like it. So I said, I didn't ask you about cheating. Like, so clearly you got some inner demons to kind of wax and vamp.
Yeah.
Right? When another woman heard the conversation and stuff, she said she wants to say men because men fuck anything.
Okay.
I kind of agree with her to an extent.
Right.
Right? But I look at it stuff as like, in my older time, in my cerebral state that I'm in and stuff, whatever, anything does not do it.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say anything. We don't mind a few things.
Because we're more accepting of the flaws.
Right.
That's what I said. Like, hence, therefore.
Yeah, to you it might be everything, but no, it's not really everything. It's just we're not hung up on certain things.
Dear ladies who participated in the poll, if not your man, a man you were to sleep with, or a man you were to get it in with, had an Afro bush, would you still perform fellatio? Because if not, you are not accepting of the person's flaws. You get what I'm saying? And so I looked at it stuff as like, I looked at it both sides. I look at it stuff as word. There's some women and stuff would just say like they like a Renault. They like a Renault. Yes. They don't like a move-in ready type of thing. They like a Renault. They were looking like, I feel like I can spruce this up about you and
they
this
want a
about
project.
you. Project.
Oh, they want a project.
They want a project.
Yeah.
So like Juvenile's like, give me a project chick. And they want a project dick. So, yo, I want my money. But check it. I've seen, what movie was that? Oh my gosh. I want to say it's Two Can Play That Game, because that's where I remember Bobby Brown was. So Bobby Brown had a jerry curl. His teeth was fucked up. And I think he wore glasses. And then he looked like a greaseball because he was a mechanic.
Right.
Whichever woman he was with, yo, she got him a cut, jerry curl gone.
Yeah.
Teeth was hooked up and everything like that. And then she was feeling herself. But I'm like, she did this. And I was like, for her to be with him and stuff, whatever, I feel like she was accepting of his flaws.
Right, yeah.
However, it was just not enough for her to keep.
There was a caveat?
There was a caveat. It was not enough for her to keep.
Right.
She's like, yeah, I like my man with proper teeth, so we're going to get that shit fixed. Yeah, I like my man and stuff with no jerry curl, so we're going to get this shit cut. You get what I'm saying?
She was sizing up for me with a little bit of work.
Cue the home improvement music? Because I'm looking, I'm like, I was like, I seen some dudes, okay, let me, I call them the income tax bros.
Okay.
You know the income tax bros.
Right, yeah.
Income tax bros, they with like old Agnes, Gertrude, Rose.
Yeah.
To get the PS5. And I'm not saying that he might be staying for a long time.
Right.
But some of them do. You ever seen that guy?
No, some of them do.
You ever seen that guy? She's an older lady, I believe, or something like that, and she can't keep teeth in her mouth. And she has a black stud. So Caucasian chick, old lady with like brunette. She's a brunette, and like she looks like a granny.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if she might be a granny, but this is just my interpretation. I'm sorry if you're not.
I think she.
But she's older.
She's older.
She's older, and I think that her significant other is 28. Because like I seen one time they had a whole thing, and he's like, some people ask me why I shouldn't be with somebody closer to my age and everything like that. But she makes me feel like, and then I have the one of those moments like gumdrop.
What's your tag name?
So I was like, yes, man. But they're like, oh, he's just there to take advantage and stuff like that. But I'm like, he could have found another older woman off camera.
He could have.
Like, none to the world.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I'm not saying women aren't just that accepting and stuff, whatever, but I feel like, especially in times that we live in and stuff, like, I want to say, I feel like the requirement is still higher for men to get a woman than it is for a woman to get a man.
Well, a man will date a broke woman. There's not another way around.
Men always date broke chicks. That's nothing amusing to me.
That's nothing unusual to happen in a man's world.
No. They need to stop.
Yeah, they do need to stop.
They need to stop. Yo, I'm ashamed of those. I was like, you're part of my species. First and foremost, women dominate the damn workforce out here.
They do.
So I'm looking at them like, how do you not date?
Yo,
I'm upset.
Yo, one of my friends on the IG posted. He's like, 22, fresh out of college, right?
Mm.
No kids, no job, right? Submissive as hell.
Okay.
Right? On the other hand, 34, 38, right? 3 badass kids, right? On the sunshine list. Which one you dating? Oh, and bossy as hell. Which one you dating? So I was like, I mean, how bossy? Because everybody was taking the submissive chick. I was like, how bossy? Because I'm trying to be a Stedman to somebody's Oprah.
How bossy? Oh, really?
I'm trying to be a Stedman to somebody's Oprah. Listen.
But even if she has 3 kids?
If I wake up every day,
yeah,
and I ain't gotta worry about them 3 little, the Consuelo, the house with maid is taking care of it.
Wow. So you beat a woman and not take care of her kids or not try to help her raise her kids?
Consuela's taking care of them already.
Consuela's not a man figure, a father figure.
Listen,
wow.
Listen, if I gotta take them out every now and then, that'll be me. But there's no amount of bossing that she can say to me that will get me out of my soft boy life. There's not.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you.
Yo, what's going on? And they always cuss me for a soft boy life. Yo,
listen.
I like a woman that knows what she wants.
I love a woman who knows what she wants.
There's something attractive about a woman that knows what she wants, and a woman that's willing to just go out there and go get it,
right?
Or even to mention it.
Yeah,
like I'm a fan of that. Whatever, right? However,
there's a caveat.
However, there's a situation and stuff where I feel like the kids might not be too much of a factor, but I think some people haven't mastered not what you say, is how you say some things.
Right.
So if they're in a situation and stuff like that, then we might have a problem. Because if she's in a situation where she's not going to talk properly, at times this one, be bossy or some shit like that or whatever, right? But then there's another thing where it's like, clearly, you forget who's the breadwinner in this bitch. After I rock my red bottoms in and out this house and stuff like that to make sure you live this living and this lifestyle, and you have the nerve to come to me about your Stedman shit.
You know what it's gonna sound like to me? Charlie Brown's teacher. Wah, 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 wah. The only time I get vexed is like if I'm really, if I really don't do anything and she decides to kick me out and I lose the soft man life, soft boy life, soft whatever life, then I'll be upset. But I'll take the wagon. I'll take the wagon for the G-Wagon. Wagon for the G-Wagon.
Wow.
Bars.
Wow. Wow. Well, clearly I stand on the integrity side. And clearly you chose money on that aspect.
Money, 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 money. Money.
Everybody does have a price, though. So I'm not mad at that. Yeah, those were the polls.
those were the polls. I can't believe so much women feel like they're that accepting though. Because
You know what it is? So the other part that I do see for women and stuff that I feel like they've accepted their men that they've been with
right?
a certain amount of things, because I think somewhere down the line in their heart or in the back of their brain, they thought that they can change this man.
Okay.
Right? I think it's a handful of men and women that
Yeah.
master the fact that you can't change anybody.
Yeah.
When you meet somebody, this is just who they are. You have to figure out, does this work for you?
Right, right.
That's not the case. I remember one time and stuff, I even, one ex-girlfriend and stuff, whatever, she's like, you look good in this, whatever, right? And I didn't take it as nothing and stuff, whatever. And then she hit me off with, at the time, was like, let me upgrade you. I was like, whoa. I was like, calm down, Beyonce. I was like, something about that, the way you said it, it didn't sit well in my chest, right?
Right.
I thought about it, and I was like, what would you change about me? I asked her, just like that, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe this and that, but that and this, and then I think I think she's saying like teeth, like the list.
She had a list.
Yo, the list is like da 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 da.
Oh, you was a project hoe at one point.
I was a project dick to a bougie ass chick. Yo, like what's different, man? Yo, and I was like,
that's different. Yes.
And she tried to
okay. Was there anything on the list that you kind of looked at and said, well, yeah, I can maybe do that? Because change is not bad, and sometimes somebody else can, on the outside looking, would probably point out something that you may have never seen.
No, I
personally for yourself.
I never really looked at it like that, because I looked at it stuff as where, if I'm with a woman,
right?
If I'm with a woman and stuff like that, I don't want like you to see her and she look like busted down.
Right, yeah.
Right? Because you're looking like, damn, I saw Mars woman and stuff.
Yeah.
She had like a hole in her shirt.
She's a representation of you.
Exactly.
Right.
Right. So then when you're mentioned, like say she was mentioning these things and stuff like that, whatever, I looked at it and stuff like, okay. But again, these are the requirements to ride her ride or to ride with her.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like,
it's not suggestions, it's this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that doesn't, to me, that doesn't turn on or flip to me as accepting.
Right.
Because it's kind of like, if I get with a woman and stuff like that, and like I might ask her and stuff like, what are you insecure about? Like let's say pertaining to like yourself or your body.
Yeah.
Right. And if they might mention stuff, oh, I got love handles. That's the best part of the muffin.
Right.
Muffin tops is what that's the first part I attack.
Yeah.
When I get a muffin.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's not a flaw. Next.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, I don't feel that pretty to get on top because I'm not a size 2 compared to what I am now and everything like that. Be like, yo, shut the fuck up. No pain, no gain. Like, get on top. You see what I'm saying? It's more accepting. Like,
see, maybe we're just more accepting on a whole, because we're quick to accept our flaws.
And that's what some women, when I was having this conversation with some women at work and stuff, were saying. They were like, yo, men feel like they're more accepting of stuff, because one woman, she's like, yo, she was honest. She's like, I have a C-section scar. She said her last 2 kids were C-section, whatever. She has 3.
Yeah.
Her last 2 kids were C-section and stuff, whatever, right? And she's like, for the longest, I think like before the let's say after the first child she had a C-section for.
Yeah.
Say everything healed and she's back into regular schedule program and everything like that. So, yo, the husband had an argument with her or whatever. He's like, yo, boss, like, wagwan, we used to fuck with the lights on and everything.
Yeah,
now you want to fuck with the lights off. Like, I don't understand. This is part of my enjoyment, whatever, right? He's like, who are we hiding from? We pay the bills in this bitch. The kid's room is down the hall.
Yeah.
What's the issue?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I don't feel too pretty because my C-section scar. He's like, did you hear me complain about it?
Yeah.
Do you see my dick going soft over it? Turn on the lights.
Right.
Yo. And then she was like, she said she laughed, she chuckled and stuff. They had a moment, whatever. And she actually thought about it and stuff. And she's like, that was her moment to say, why the fuck am I always trying to chase this ideal body of a woman when the person who I love and I only want to be with whatever accepts me for whoever the fuck I am.
And it just goes back to what we were saying before. Y'all ladies, you're doing this.
Doing the most.
You're doing the most. You're getting the breast. You're doing it to compete against other women. Because we don't care about that shit.
Because you haven't accepted your flaws.
Yeah.
All right. Anywho, Juneteenth. Ladies gonna hate that one. Ladies gonna come for people and stuff. Whatever.
Moving right along.
The Juneteenth to pop up. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. Yes, I'm glad it kind of came back to me. Do Black people have a place of their own? You and I, we spoke about this like off camera, like weeks ago or some shit like that. Whatever, a month ago.
Yeah.
Do Black people have a place to call of their own? Like I want to say, I feel like so far, you can say the continent of Africa.
Yeah.
But I feel like Ghana is that place.
Ghana.
I feel like Ghana is that place to me.
Yeah.
Right. I want to say more of the country than just a particular city, because I want to say most people might be like, oh, we got Atlanta, on this side of the world and everything like that. But I'm like,
but when I think of stuff like, and this probably it will exclude a few African countries. When I think of like having a place of our own, I'm thinking everything from like owning like the infrastructure. You know what I mean?
Oh.
It's like, how can we truly have something of our own if we don't even control the infrastructure?
But okay, so you and I we discussed this and stuff, whatever, before, and I want to know if this changed. Are these Black? Okay, in order to run infrastructure, you need capital.
Right. Yeah.
These Black millionaires and billionaires and stuff with the money that they have they come together to kind of say they want to create an infrastructure of their own and within a city?
No, I have not seen that. But even if we're not looking at like the billionaire Black folks, right?
Not even a billion, but the millionaires. There's more millionaires than our billionaires.
Okay, but just even the rich folk in general. Let's put it that way. Who could come together and go ahead and do these things. What about just like the countries themselves, like that? And that's what I'm saying. Like these African countries. Rather than develop the engineers to the capacity where they can create their own infrastructures, they'll spend their national money and hire engineers or companies already established from outside and bring them in.
Why do you think that?
Well, I don't know if
do they not trust their own people?
I don't know if it's a time frame thing. I don't know if it's.
I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm not to cut you, but I look at it like I'm pretty sure it's not hard to find Black engineers.
No, I'm sure it's not hard. It's
Black architects.
Well, the other thought that I have is a lot of these countries are, they're taking capital from like the IMF, just like every other country. And I think one of the things that are put in place is that no, you have to let these other countries come in and set up shop. This is how you're going to pay back the loans. This is how you're going to meet certain requirements. So maybe they're not even allowed to have like an industry in that market. But again, it's choice, right? Like if I take this money from you and it comes with certain conditions, is that condition going to harm us or help us in the long run? Because going back to when Jamaica took the money from the IMF, they had a flourishing dairy industry, right? One of the conditions for them getting that money from the IMF was that they would have to support local farmers outside of their country, and part of that was dairy industry. So they were flying in powdered milk. They had cows giving them milk. They were flying in powdered milk, and then that powdered milk came into the market so damn cheap that the people who are doing milk inside the country couldn't compete. The dairy farms couldn't compete. So dairy farms ended up shutting down. Mm-hmm. So imagine that now. You have, just look at that from a Jamaican standpoint, where you don't even control your dairy industry to feed your own people. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if we don't have it, if we don't even control the infrastructure, because what if tomorrow the country decides to say, well, I'm mad at Jamaica. We're putting up an embargo and we're not sending them no powdered milk. Then now you're rushing to go resurrect these dairy farms that you helped close.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, like, yo, until we can say that, yo, this place has an infrastructure that is totally ours, and nobody can come in and say, okay, well, you know what, you didn't pay us this, you didn't pay that, we're shutting this down. But we can't really truly stand on our own.
So okay, what would you think that? What would you need to consist of a quote unquote infrastructure? What kind of departments would you think you would need?
So I would think, I need to feed your people, right? So that would be agriculture.
Okay.
Right?
And you don't think that they can just recruit black farmers and stuff? Like, I look at it stuff as with the world we live in now.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a job and you jump on these Indeeds, the Workopolis, you know, all those type of things, Monster and stuff, it's up to the companies to fish.
They can, but what they're gonna have to do now is they're gonna have to get rid of the existing infrastructures. They're gonna have to say, screw. Okay, what we're seeing that's happening in like places like Mali, Burkina Faso, where the French was tied so much with the industry.
Okay.
But they realized, okay, well, you guys are tied up so much with the industry, but you're not really doing anything to help the people within the country. So you know what? As hard as it's gonna be for the little while, we're just gonna try and do whatever we trying to do. So we're kicking you out.
Yeah.
With all whatever you have industry wise, right? So now now it's a growing pain, but at least they're willing to go through that growing pain to have something that's gonna be theirs.
Well, yeah, because I look at it stuff as where if I can't hire, like, I'm gonna say like agriculture wise, whatever, if I can't hire something like a GFS, right?
Right.
GFS and stuff, like, because I think Gordon Foods, like, they're damn near everywhere. Damn near everywhere, especially in North America now, right? So now I can't bring a GFS to my country, but I can still poach people who might have worked in these sectors that might even fit my description,
right? Yeah.
Of my kind of people,
right?
To say like, oh, we need you, or we would like you to come over here and help run shit the way you ran shit and stuff, whatever there.
Right.
We'll pay for your travel and your lodge.
Right.
But we're not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't break the budget and stuff because this person is not a conglomerate.
Right.
This person is an independent entity.
Right.
Right. And you can just collect the pieces and stuff, whatever, together. Like you said, it will take time.
Yeah.
But where we are right now, I just see Ghana probably closest to that.
I think Ghana would be close.
Because I want to say, I would put Senegal like how Akon is trying to do it, but
yeah.
I don't hear too much when I keep looking it up.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, yo, I always like, I wonder how Wakanda's going. Like,
right.
I call it Wakanda in my head, right? And I'm looking at him like, but then I hear, was it T.I. or was it Killer Mike said that ATL is Wakanda? And I was like, yeah, there's a lot of black businesses there.
Yeah.
But I don't think infrastructure and stuff is like run like that.
Right.
Right? Or at least we're over there, I want to say more so Ghana than Nigeria, because Nigeria, I know like Shell Corporation hold like a staple into some shit. And Shell brought like other entities and stuff, whatever, along with it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like these people then like came, bought, and merged with government pieces and stuff.
Because as much as Atlanta has a high black population, and you know, what we can probably look at as maybe,
and they have Fonnie Willis,
yeah.
one of my favorite. Hey, Fonnie.
But a bustling black industry, they're still beholden to the rules of the state, which is Georgia, and in the state of Georgia, Atlanta's just one black city. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that, I think that's what they fail to realize. Like, yo, No, you don't own any infrastructure within that state to say, hey, we can dictate certain rules or we can dictate certain things.
I always look at it stuff like most places and stuff in America, some people are still arguing about redlining.
Right.
If the infrastructure was yours and stuff like that, there wouldn't be no such thing as redlining anymore.
Right.
Right? Like
Yeah.
there would be no issue, no hassle and stuff like that. That's not the case.
Right.
When I think in the case and stuff, like I said, again, pertaining to Ghana and stuff, they're looking like, yo, boss, come back over here.
Yeah.
Your ancestors left here. We got you. We'll hook you up with citizenship and everything like that. We need y'all to help build what we got going on over here. So I'm
Right.
hearing like multimillionaires and celebrities that buying homes out there and everything. That's throwing money back into the land.
Yeah.
Right? And the people who majority who run it, whatever, they kind of like you and me.
Yeah.
More so we're like, it's so funny how I guess looking at Milton, like the city of Milton, Ontario and stuff, Mattamy Homes is fucking everywhere, doc.
Everywhere.
Don't be surprised. And like even like the sanitation place and all this type of stuff,
Yeah.
they're in the infrastructure.
Yeah.
In the place, whatever. So
Yeah.
I'm looking at them like, I don't think a generation of like Mattamy family members won't get this bread or would probably release it. You know what I'm saying? Like on some Hunter Biden crackhead shit. Like to the peoples. They want to lock some shit in.
No,
There's probably
of course they're gonna
old
lock it
money left in this bitch to run for another few generations.
Yeah.
So why would they allow like new black people or stuff or new, other races to kind of come in and take it? You're like, no, my grandpappy from way back when owned this shit. We don't need your stinking money.
Right.
We need you to get the fuck up out of our town.
Right.
So yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing is to just be able to own land, because when you own land, then you can decide what is
Goes
that
on your land.
Goes on your land. What do you want to do with it? Right?
What do you want to do with it?
And that's something that we've never really outright owned in the United States or in North America for it to be established like that. And that's why you're looking at Ghana.
Some people own their land and stuff, whatever, like their lands and their properties.
Right.
Because some places, like, depending on where they were at the time, some places offer like deed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then house and stuff, whatever. And deed is more kind of pertain to the land aspect.
Right.
So you could do whatever the fuck you want, whatever, if you have that kind of deed of that land.
Right.
Here is not so much. I don't see that. Like, I think, like, even you have to contact the city if you want to chop a tree off your property.
No, you still have to, there's a lot of...
You can hacksaw Jim Duggan that shit off. Not as long as you don't live in an area, I think, in America with HOAs.
Okay.
Because HOAs, they might, like, they might be like, well, everybody has a tree.
Right.
So if you go cut your tree, you're not like everyone. And then they start playing that music. Boy, they not like us. He not like us. Okay, let's get to it.
Right, so
let's get to it.
Since we're here.
So, how did you feel about the Kendrick Lamar's pop-up concert?
I thought it was good. Actually, I watched. I didn't watch all of it.
Okay.
But I watched a few of the sets, and I was like, you know what? This is actually a dope concert in the fact that it's unifying people. You don't really. Well, I haven't really heard of anything.
What were they unifying for?
Well, I mean, they were supposed to be unifying for Black people, and if that was the case, like I did see multiple Black people within.
Okay.
I didn't see any the white people pop up for the pop up.
Oh, okay.
Although they were there, I'm pretty sure. But I see majority of Black people getting together, and it just looked like it looked like a proud moment.
A proud moment.
Yeah, it looked like a proud moment. It looked like people that were there, like they felt like a camaraderie type of thing.
Did they sing Negro spirituals?
No.
Okay.
But I think they had something that's not quite like it. that almost could have the same effect, and probably did have the same effect. But yeah, that's because at the first when I before I watched any of it, I was like, man, he's just rallying up the troops again to just attack.
I think
just attack.
The fact that it was so star-studded,
yeah,
that said some stuff to me.
Yeah,
it said some stuff. And then the fact that he sang, they performed "They Not Like Us," I think more than 3 times.
Oh yeah, multiple times.
No, I'm going to say 5, 6-ish. I think that said another thing and stuff, whatever, too. So I looked at it and stuff as where.
And I meant to ask you this. Do you think it's just the effect of like a really hot song or like a really, really popular song that you would want to do it multiple times? Like I could see like it looking like you're trying to get a point across, but even because when I seen that, you know what it brought me back to? When we went to the Wu-Tang and Nas concert and De La Soul was on stage and then they performed the track with MF Doom.
Mm.
And it's just like, that's such an iconic track. And it was a very big track for both MF Doom and De La Soul. It was just that performance where they stopped at a particular part and just brought it back. It felt more of, to me, it felt more of like, yeah, this is hip hop. Like, this is like the beat is hip hop. The lyrics that was spitting on top of it was hip hop. That's why we like that track, and especially this part. So you keep bringing back that one particular part, kind of just reinforces that.
You said part, not song.
Right.
Not song. Part is like segment. Song is like beginning to end, beginning to end, beginning to end, beginning to end.
But he kept stopping at the A minor and bringing it back from the A minor part. Because there's just at the last end, he just continued from that A minor and just went all the way through. Then everybody came off the stage. And then he brought everybody on the stage for the entire song. He did bleed it.
I went to watch the Throne.
Right.
Jay and Ye and Niggas in Paris, they performed that 3 times.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they led with that. They did other songs and stuff. Ye did All of the Lights.
Okay.
And then I think Jay did they did Run This Town.
Right.
So I guess they did some of Ye's personal shit and then Jay's personal shit. And then they went back to more to Watch the Throne stuff, whatever. Like,
right.
And I was like, he's like, oh, we got to leave. And they performed. And like, so like, it was like, the song had to come back. So they're like, no, y'all want it one more time? And I was like, all right, 3 times is a lot.
That's a lot.
3 times is a lot.
Yeah.
I was looking like, whatever, because it was more of a hyper song than like Otis, right?
Yeah.
But I looked at the stuff as like 4 times 4 songs? A lot. 5?
It's like, yeah,
6?
He milked the audience with that.
I think it was so funny because I was like, oh, it's just for a Juneteenth celebration. So I guess that's what LeBron and them are going to tell Drake if they weren't to Drake at another time. Because if Drake saw this and stuff, whatever, and seeing how many people were there, I feel like it was a shot at Drake and the Game.
Because Game wasn't invited.
Game wasn't invited.
And
then Dre did that. Dre, I see dead people.
And
when Dre's like, moment of silence, and then he said his piece, I was like, what Game says? Well, because Game and Drake are like this.
Yeah.
But I was like, did Game help put Kendrick Lamar on too? Same way Drake helped do it. I was like, all right. I'm done talk. I do feel like I haven't seen like, other performances from the other artists and other people and stuff that were there.
Yeah.
Because it's more of his type of thing. I feel like if it showcased more of the other local artists or the other artists and stuff that were kind of there as a collective, and like he just was like the closer, sign me up.
Yeah.
Sign me up. This was a fuck you Drake concert to me. That's all it was to me, quite frankly.
So I said, like, I watched like the Mustard set. I watched, and he had he had quite a few, and that's what I said, because when he said like, okay, it's going to be like me and friends, I kind of looked at it like it would predominantly be Kung Fu Kenny, and then just people that might have just did songs with him fill it in with like their verses on their songs. But it's some of the artists got to do their sets too. So that's why I said at that point it felt like, okay, this is a concert that was kind of used to like maybe unify.
Put on the peoples.
Yeah.
Put on the peoples and stuff, whatever, right? Because I mean that's the thing. We're looking at more so to put on the peoples.
Yeah.
I think shout out to Sean Payne. He made a valid point when we were talking about it when he was saying that he's like, when it came to Drake doing his OVO Fest, how many local people does he put on? Right?
Good question.
And these things do speak volumes and stuff like that, right? To a person that I don't know who the fuck is what.
Right.
Right? And then now I'm seeing this now and the information age that we live in and stuff, and like say, I don't know who that person is, you know who that person is. I look them up and I'm like, okay, I like kind of like the music that they produce, whatever, right?
Right.
So let me probably follow them and let me go look for more of they shit and stuff where everybody and stuff kind of like on the OVO Fest is established.
Yeah.
They're established.
Yeah.
Right? Like they have a name already and stuff.
And it usually what is it? Is it usually 2 nights he does?
With the OVO thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's like 2 nights and stuff.
So even if he did like just because there's nothing to say that you can't have big name international acts, but even if you run it like festival wise, some festivals they'll have like a local night where it's just those who are local to the city will perform on that night. Even if he did something like that to show,
I wouldn't have fuck with it like that though. Like if for me,
how would you do it?
I would do it and stuff, whatever. Like if I was Draking with the star power,
yeah,
I would do an OVO Fest, the 2-day dance. I would say, let's say show starts at, let's say we'll go long. So we'll go from daytime stuff, let's say from 5 to like 9 p.m.
Okay.
We'll do something like that.
Right.
I'm opener and closer.
Right.
So I'm opener and closer and stuff for there, but I'm only gonna open with maybe one track.
Right.
And then local acts.
Yeah.
The other headliners. And I might jump in. And I'll be both nights. Because I look at it stuff as where you're getting 2 sets of performances and stuff, whatever, right? Like the opener shit, you could do 2 songs.
Okay.
And hide out for like another few hours.
And
then come back and stuff, recharge and stuff and everything after everybody else done went.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, yo, from grassroots.
We'd want him there to be the opening act because that is going to put the eyes on the local act.
That's good. Exactly.
Right. It's going to put the eyes on the
You're
local
going to have people, because like, if they're like, oh, Drake performs at 9 p.m.
Nobody's not coming till...
Bingo.
Right.
Bingo.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
But I think Drake has a lot to like to learn and absorb from this. And I hope he doesn't look at it as stuff where... I think it's no new friends. He was right about that. Whatever. The industry shit and all that type of stuff. I think he just has to reevaluate his standpoint, like within the hip hop community. Because I look at it stuff as where if you're gonna do your thing, hold your head and stuff, and just keep it pushing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
If he's looking to try and be accepted, like I look at it stuff as where you gotta applaud him again. Like, he stood up to the bully.
Yeah.
Right? It's just the bully was a little too much for him and stuff like that, whatever.
Right.
But you gotta know and stuff that now, meanwhile you were fighting the bully, there's other people and stuff willing to like possibly stomp you while you on the ground too, whatever, right? So...
Oh, they came a stomping. They came a stomping.
They came a stomping.
They was crip stomping.
They not like us. He not like us.
They were crip stomping.
What? Certified pedophile. It's for anti-pedophile theme, like it has a bop to it.
Yeah, it does.
It does have a bop to it. I think the reason why I'm saying he has to evaluate some stuff is because they drew a line. A lot of people drew a line. When I heard The Weeknd was there, I was like, but you're Canadian. Your Juneteenth is August with us. So I was like,
and that's what I'm saying.
That's part of the reason why I was asking.
And
Whatever, right?
And that's what I was saying.
Like, how sway? Oh, and then I always thought about when LeBron won the championship in like Miami.
Yeah.
And they had that photo of Drake like leaning on him, looking at like Drake looked like the girlfriend or something like that, or the wifey.
Yeah.
And he had this looking, and then LeBron there and stuff like that. Russell Westbrook is there. Like, I was like,
yeah, but you're just like you're saying, they're all gonna hide behind the optics that it's a June 19th concert performance. That's why we were there.
Cause the camera panned on it. Certified pedophile. There's LeBron James. Hold it on there. What? Yeah, it's dodgy.
So yeah. So shout out to Sean Payne and G, because when I was in the basement watching this, I was watching. I was like, if Drake comes out with like a really like a bad man tune, then I might go to OVO Fest and rap. Just go in there, rap. Just give me something that is just as hype, and that we can have a summer anthem with. And you know what I mean? I'll come and make the crowd look lively. I'm coming.
You don't think Drake makes summer anthems?
No, he makes summer anthems. Yes, 100%, no doubt about that. But I'm like, bro, this anthem right here has you in a chokehold. So if you're gonna come out, there's got to be something that's gonna bring the the hardcore dudes, the hardcore rapper MCs, because the women will always be there. I don't ever doubt that. I think it's just like you're saying as far as like hip hop is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't come out with something that's a momentum moving hip hop track where people can say, okay, yeah, I can get behind you back again, Drake. I don't know. I don't know if it's bad man at the OVO Fest.
I'll tell you this,
because we're talking about Canadians they're finicky as hell. We're not even saying because he's Canadian.
Yeah, there's no
we're gonna
loyalty.
stand behind him.
No loyalty.
There's no loyalty.
There's no loyalty. Weekend flew his ass out there. Guy. I got it. And this is if my idea would be to tell Drake, Aubrey the Great, Graham, if you're hearing this, the thing what I would recommend you to do, or I would recommend Drake to do, is do another like What a Time to Be Alive album.
Yeah.
But with Cole.
Mm.
And if Cole can solidify and stamp with his own words that he's seen Drake pen shit for this album, because one,
that's one of the
he'll win me over,
right?
Because and I'll say that whatever, because the thing is that we know if you're on a track with Cole, anybody knows that we're on a track with Cole, you gotta bar up.
Yeah,
you gotta bar up.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
the first person shooter, I feel like he held his own.
Yeah.
The Evil Ways track, whatever. I feel like with the Scary Hours piece, whatever. Right. I feel like it can go, but it still has the asterisk behind it because we don't know if he's actually wrote the part. So we're saying Cole come out and say, "Nah, we worked on this from beginning to end." Like, remember when Cole and Kendrick had that mixtape thing, the Black Friday with the 2 tracks? The 3 tracks.
Right.
There's 3 tracks. It was kind of like. One had like, I think Cole rapping on Kendrick's beat. Yeah. And then it switches to a Cole beat. And now Kendrick is rapping on that, whatever, right? I'm not saying a mixtape. I'm saying like a project, like a brand new project and stuff, whatever, right? Right. Because I look at stuff as where even if it has like a little boppy type of movement thing, like I don't know, YG had a song and stuff, whatever, and Cole was on there, and I think BL was on there. I forget how it goes, but I'm hearing it in my head, whatever, right? And Cole's rapping on it, whatever. So whatever poppy kind of songs Drake might have, Cole will hold his own on it. Right. Not coming. Notice I didn't say and stuff, whatever. Not like what's the one with him and Her Loss with 21. Yeah. Because there were more portion of Drake tracks by themselves on there without 21. We need a straight split. We need a straight split. Like a Red and Meth. Yes. We need that.
Right,
But we need
right.
I'll watch The Throne.
Right. Or watch the phone.
Or What a Time to Be Alive. Like I said, like because when Human Future went on it, whatever, they did pretty well.
Right.
They did pretty well and stuff with it. So I'm feeling like it has to be like that. It can't be like a her loss.
Yeah.
And then now when we know like Cole's like, because they're gonna question Cole, they're gonna go like, Cole, you didn't want after this the Not Like Us track, whatever. Like, yo, the man penned these bars.
Yeah.
And I seen us looking like, okay. And then he's like, I even flamed him, and he's like, call me next day, like, yeah, Cole, I know we want to say we're done with that track, but I like how you rapped on it last night and stuff, whatever.
Now
I want to add some more shit. So now it's certifying now his penship.
Yeah.
Because his penmanship and stuff is not certified to a lot of the OGs.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So now this is kind of getting him some kind of credibility. And then from there and stuff, I feel like you want this real hip hop. You're going to get more of this real hip hop when you see Cole out.
Right. Right.
Because, you know, people like the real hip hop heads will fuck with Cole.
Right.
From Big Daddy Kane's to all of them.
What do you think about inviting people such as a Tona, as far as like, you know, a local Canadian artist is?
What?
Would that
on that project?
Not on that same project, but as far as, you know, that whole talk of you not working with local artists. What if like someone with a caliber of lyrics like a big Tona?
What are you asking?
If you know, if we're saying, okay, you're looking to support more Canadian artists,
right?
Has
he been doing that?
No, he hasn't. But I'm saying this time around, now, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, this has been one of your knocks on you. Why not like push like somebody who you know has like really an authentic bar, or even okay, maybe not a Tona, maybe like somebody who, if you're looking at like stature and known, then what, a Cardinal Official, because some of the stuff that he be doing like off the air, like not album wise, or just like some of the shit he does throws up in like his social media, like that shit is fire. Like, you know, he got lyrics. You know what I mean? So even like a Cardinal Official,
I don't doubt that. I just think it's stuff whatever is that where, like, are we talking a Drake album and it has more local artists and stuff, whatever, or Drake presents "This Is My City" type of thing?
just have more local artists on it, not
on his official.
Yeah, on his official.
That's up to him, because I look at it stuff as where, like, again, Drake has that star power that I was telling you the other day, whatever, right? He has that star power where he can just make most people to an instant star.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Smiley is that rapper.
I don't think so either.
I feel like Smiley's bars are basic.
Yeah.
And if not, they're kind of like a spin of a Young Thug type.
Right.
Right? But I look at it stuff as where people know Smiley because of Drake.
Yeah.
And that star power stuff. So it's kind of like, if he has this person on there and stuff, whatever, then yeah, by all means. But I feel like it has to work in a lot more of, I want to say, being present. And I want to say right now, it might not be the time, because Drake might be in shame. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But like, he might be feeling kind of shame, especially with Juneteenth, this pop-up shit. Remember, we're here within the GTA and motherfuckers are playing They Not Like Us. Like know, like they from Cali or some shit like that, whatever. They're out here like, they not like us. He is like y'all. Yes. Like, what the fuck?
He's Canadian.
Yeah, he's
like
Canadian.
us.
He's just from a different neighborhood. And then it's like, I think he's gotten that big that it's kind of hard to kind of jam him into local shit anymore.
Right.
So how do you bridge the gap between the two?
Right.
Because, okay,
and
we say Toronto has a flow?
And that's why I was saying someone like a Tona, who even though he's local,
he has versatility.
He has versatility, and his bars can hang with a lot of people who are out there what we consider in a commercial world, right? So bringing someone up like that, I think real hip hop heads, no matter where you're from, can respect that. You know what I mean?
So you're
And
saying-
not
so-
look at him as, okay, just another Canadian rapper, him doing it for you. No, here's an actual rapper who's got talent we haven't heard from maybe on a grand scheme. Like, because I'm pretty sure there's some people in the US in certain pockets who are, love hip hop. Like I know
Who love
Scratch
hip-hop.
Scratch Bastard
Okay.
is, he's a Canadian DJ, but he's got his pockets in the US where he's popular. And he's played Toner stuff on his show. So from that standpoint, I'm pretty sure there's a few Americans that know of him. But to get that star power like Drake to co-sign to what I consider a dope MC, it may not be him may not look like him just coming down to just like give a local a hand.
Kind of. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying and stuff, but I'm like, he has to just. He can put Toner on a track. He can put a lot of people on this track and stuff, whatever, right? But I don't think that's the case. Like, I feel like if it might be more industry type of thing, whatever, like, or machine, like you like to call it, whatever.
Right.
Like, if they're running some shit, they might not want him to do that.
Right.
Right. But then there's another aspect and stuff where he has to look at stuff is where right now, I want to say you want to not getting friends, but you want to gather allies and you want to gather support. Because if you're not gathering support and stuff, whatever, then any other music you probably might make might drop off. You've heard of a guy named Ja Rule before, right?
Right.
And there's no shade to Ja Rule, but I look at it stuff as like, he didn't have enough allies with him. He didn't have enough support. And then Ja Rule just kind of fell off to the wayside and stuff, whatever. That could be a possibility because Ja Rule was a big act his damn self.
Yeah.
And I'm saying like Drake can't be and stuff, whatever. Like, it was like, they said, normal people, you're one paycheck off from being broke. You're probably like one damn diss track from not being known again.
not being known again. Right.
So I look at it stuff as like where you got to weigh out your pros and cons and stuff where like now it's just like building like, okay, who the fuck is my ally?
Well, that's what
like,
you got to find out first because OVO Fest is coming up.
And then invite Game.
Game definitely has got to come to OVO
Invite
Fest.
Game.
Yeah.
Invite
Game
Game
and Sexy
and
Red
stuff,
will definitely be at OVO Fest.
Yeah, Sexy Red.
Sexy Red is going to be there.
Rich baby daddy. Ah, yes. But yeah, like I look at it stuff as where Drake has the star power. All he has to do is just walk around with people and just pose up and just at people and just say like, Drake could pop this podcast.
Yeah.
Drake can be like, oh shit, I hear you guys saying some shit, whatever. Podical Sons. And who is Podical Sons? Instant star power.
Right.
Drake has that kind of power and stuff like that. How many times does he exercise that power locally? Not knocking Kung Fu Kenny, but as you can see, Kung Fu Kenny has the local people and stuff, whatever, there. So even as us, international, us not in that city and stuff, not seeing it on that bigger scale, they're looking like, because y'all don't live here.
Right.
But we can't say the same thing for Drake. We can't say, yeah, he's doing this. You guys don't live here and stuff, whatever. Like, no, we had God's plan, dog.
Yeah.
He took the money and gave it to Florida.
Yeah.
So I can understand why some people was like, he not like us.
Right, yeah.
So, Are we off it now?
Yeah, I think.
Okay. All right.
That was a closing sound.
On to another concert. Chris Brown is in town.
Breezy. How many boyfriends woke up to seeing their girl in the arm of another man?
Yo, are people overreacting to the Chris Brown meet and greet?
I think so.
Really?
I think so at this point.
Would you be okay with your wife?
Nah, I wouldn't be okay with my wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No,
but I'm saying now people are making a thing because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of single women that he's doing this meet and greet with also, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, I ain't blaming Chris Brown. You're doing what you're doing as an entertainer. Some of y'all need to just maybe look at your women a little bit differently.
I do not blame Chris Brown. I do not blame Chris Brown. Because I look at the stuff as like, if you were Chris Brown, what would you do?
What would you do?
You do Chris Brown.
You be doing Chris Brown.
You do Chris Brown.
Listen, shout out to the. What do you say? The villain is it? Dr. Umar. What we calling him the funniest comedian?
Yeah, funniest comedian.
The funniest comedian. Shout out to Dr. Umar, because if you haven't seen recently, he's been pulling a page out of the Chris Brown book.
Well, his star power,
and just be taking pictures with women. This is what you do.
As a man, do you wish to be him to the world? Just for not even that long.
Not even that long.
Yeah. What's say like you wish to be him for the day?
Well, Marv, I told you the time that I went on vacation and I was walking to the washroom and a couple stopped me to take a picture. And I was like, oh, I thought they were giving me the camera so I could take a picture of the family. No, the husband took the camera. The wife put her hand around my waist. I don't know who they thought I was, but at that moment, I was him.
You were him.
I was him.
You were him.
And I took the picture as him.
That you have this pass, this like ultra hall pass.
Yeah.
You walk around, people like, oh my gosh, they want to take photos of you. Your money's not good here. Please take a photo of my wife. Please have sex with my wife. The cuckolds would say some shit like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like that him feeling is something else. Now embody that to a person named Chris Brown.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
I get it.
My thing and stuff is that to the women that allow this.
Yeah.
My thing and stuff is where
and I don't mean to hold that thought and I'm say it again to the women who allowed this. Because there's not one of those women ran up to Chris Brown and say, I have a boyfriend or a husband at home. Watch how you touch me or hold me for this photo. Not one, Marv. Not one has said that. Continue.
The women that gave consent
to Chris
to encroach their personal space.
Mm-hmm.
And if you had somebody at home waiting for you and everything, the thing you need to know about men's pride is it's set up a little different. No, you know what? Perfect example. I got it.
You got it?
Baby boy. When the chick that worked at his woman's job,
right,
who wanted to fuck him,
right,
and then afterwards she gave her that look,
right,
like I could fuck your man.
Yeah,
that's Chris Brown equivalent.
That
I could fuck your woman.
Thank you.
I thought of it.
Thank you.
That's it. It's the fact that like, you know, it could happen.
Yeah.
No more. And that's it.
No more.
Because if he's taking photos with like him, like I call it the prom pose, you know, with the hand around the waist, like above the cheeks. That's one thing, whatever, right? Be like, all right. You didn't fresh up yourself.
No,
you didn't get too fresh.
You didn't get too fresh.
Right? But you're now grabbing and cupping cheeks or spreading cheeks and pickups and leg up and everything like that.
That's a lot.
Don't come home. Love don't live here anymore. We'll call that a day. Yeah, I just wanted to know about the Chris Breezy piece and stuff.
It looks like, it was a good concert. I see a lot of posts popping up on the timeline. So.
Okay. Ready for the question of the week?
I'm ready for question of the week.
Question of the week. Why do good people comply with evil? So I thought about it when it came to I saw this old Rewind clip when it came to it was Rogan actually.
Yeah.
Rogan was having a conversation with a guy talking about where's Hitler? Because apparently whatever guy said that Russia, like when Hitler died, the story is that Hitler shot himself when he was with Eva Braun.
Right.
Killed himself. The Russians got his body, got shipped back. They did DNA testing on it, whatever, found out it was a woman.
Right.
So they're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was always running with the story that he escaped to Argentina.
So that's what a lot of people say too.
Yeah.
A lot of people said that because most of the Nazi soldiers and stuff went South America or whatever, right?
Right.
So to lead into it now, I started thinking about like how you had this man convince so many people in Germany about, with this perfect race thing and eliminate the Jewish folk and stuff. And a lot of the people were not soldiers.
No.
They were not soldiers. However, with the evil intentions that Hitler had,
Right.
they went along with it.
Right.
Why do good people comply?
I think
Evil.
some have gone through things with the fear of being ostracized if they don't. I think some people go along with things for fear.
But we go back to the beginning and stuff with like the show when we talking about the people have a choice.
Yeah,
everybody have a choice.
Yeah.
So you can make a choice by not going along with the evil.
Yeah, you can. But also at the beginning of the show, I said a lot of people will go with a choice because they feel they have to go with that choice. And that's what I look at it. I'm like, yo, you don't have to go with it. But if you're somebody who doesn't want to you fear being locked up in jail rather than to stand on your ground, then you're probably just gonna go with the flow, even though you feel like it's not right, just to avoid going to jail.
So with that
like
person,
I said, to avoid being ostracized and being shunned out, even though you may feel like it's the right thing to do. I think it's going back to the pacifists. Is that how you pronounce it? A lot of people will just rather be quiet than to make noise because it leads to a simpler life for them.
So the pacifists, right? That we're talking about now, right?
Yeah.
The pacifists, did not make a choice?
Yeah.
They made a choice.
They've made the choice.
So, and they still made the choice and
They've
stuff.
still made the choice.
So, and that's what I'm saying. So everybody still has a choice.
Right.
I feel like if you made the choice to do evil shit, you shouldn't consider yourself a good person.
No. But they're gonna want to consider themselves a good person.
No, they're gonna want whatever, but like in totality.
Yeah, we know that in totality.
In totality and stuff, whatever.
Because they're even gonna they'll probably even ignore the situation, not just for them personally, not to feel like a bad person.
Lack of accountability.
Yeah, the lack of accountability.
Which is more worse to you now? An indecisive person or a person who has no sense of accountability?
Ooh. No sense of accountability.
Why?
Because at least with the indecisive person, at some point, you're gonna have to come to some decision.
You gotta have to make a choice.
Whether you like it or not. You're gonna have to come to some point of the decision.
So you might as well just make the choice and just be like, I had no options. And just throw it up in there like that. Because I look at it as like, remember, I used to cuss you for the whole fence sitting thing. Like, yo, you gotta pick a side, dude.
Yeah.
And I always look at it as where that limbo effect, whatever, like where you're in or you're out or you're indecisive.
Yeah.
It's pissing off some people.
And
it's gonna fuel. I feel like hatred spreads faster than love.
Right.
Right? So once one person is like, yo, why this fucking guy won't make a decision? It's just like picture traffic. Person's trying to do something good. Why this guy won't make a decision? The hatred spreads faster than be like, oh my gosh, this person might be having a meltdown. We hear about mental health illness anything is possible.
Anything's possible.
But they're like, nah, hatred's gonna spread. Pick.
Right.
The accountability aspect and stuff, whatever of it, is that like, regards to the fact, you still you just pick the evil choice. You comply with the evil. You're no longer a good person. It's cool. Yeah. Don't beg for a chance to get to heaven for certain. Depends on how far you comply with the evil. Because I look at this stuff as where it may not be evil, but we can say the bad.
Right.
Right? Because at the end of the day and stuff, like I feel evil is like a heavier kind of terminology. Like I said, like for extermination of like the Jewish folk, that's evil. Like with the decimated amount of people.
I think I kind of like evil.
You like evil?
Yeah, because I think I think and that's the problem though. When you say when you only just regulate it to bad,
we're softening up,
and people feel like, oh well, I can choose my level of bad, right? Mm-hmm. When we say like when we say sin is sin.
Sin is sin.
Sin is sin. Whether
One sin is equivalent to 1,000 sins.
Yeah, whether you murder somebody or you fornicate and cheat on your wife, sin is sin.
Sin is sin.
Right? So no, it's like if
And cake is cake.
Cake is cake. So that's what I'm saying. No, don't say, oh well, you went with it because it wasn't as bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if we say bad, then that becomes the cop out. Okay, no, it's not. It wasn't as bad. I have levels of bad. This bad I can agree with. This bad I can't agree with. When you say evil, I don't think there's no levels. Yeah, it's just evil.
Evil. Fair. That's fair. I remember there was a study. I can't remember how it went. It was something about there's a table, right?
Right.
Has a button, and there's like scientists right here, and they say, not your average. Every time you press that button, on the other side of the wall, there's gonna be a death row inmate gonna get electrocuted and get shocked. Right?
Right.
So they now place this image in the thought in your head that this person is a death row inmate. They're already going to die.
Right.
They've already done bad.
Right.
To alleviate some of the fact you're gonna start doing evil now in the next few presses. Whatever, right? It was dope though, because the other side, there was an actor.
Okay.
So whenever the button was pressed, a light would go off and the actor would just scream.
You're right.
Say, ah! So now some people were like, oh my gosh, like, do I continue keep pressing the button? The scientist is like, why are you stopping?
Yeah, yeah.
You're here for a purpose.
Right, yeah.
And they're just complying with the evil. So now they're pressing and stuff, whatever. And the guy's beating on you're killing me and all this type of stuff. Until they press and they're not hearing anymore.
Right.
So they're taking notes to see if the person's going to shed tears and stuff or not and everything. There's a few people that was in tears.
Yeah.
But the majority was not.
Hmm.
So I looked at stuff as where do you consider yourself if you're in the not here portion, you're not a good person, no? You just took a fake life.
A fake life. but I guess but again, you've already justified it in your head with the pre-notion that this person has done evil. They're already going to die.
Mm-hmm.
You're now it's almost like you're now doing your part.
They're helping with the evil.
You're helping with the culling?
Evil the world. Culling of the herd.
The evil herd. You're helping with the culling.
I hope you don't say that when it comes to me and my vaccine shot.
No.
I'm not a good person.
Yo, remember back in the day when we were cherishing you because we had a person on the outside?
Always.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We was like, if anything, Marv can save us, and those underground people. We all had you set up. We was gonna buy you like the $1 million home. We was gonna make sure you live in like the life of luxury on the surface.
Oh, how the turns have tables, boy.
Man, do they ever?
Yeah. I don't know. Wait, before we move on to the Ask the Sons, is there any kind of people that you would stay away from? Personally? Like type of people? Like give me a type of person that you would. Everybody always was quick to say toxic, but toxic like what kind of way? What kind of people or what form of toxicity people would you stay away from?
I think people who are only about themselves.
Narcissists?
Yeah.
I would say that too, but I would lean to more the not accountability thing because I feel like it leaves a lot of room for like treachery and backstabbing and stuff for there to be like, well, everybody else was doing it. That's why I did it. Like,
but I feel like a narcissist would be one of those people.
No, I think a narcissist and stuff will stand on their shit and I think a narcissist will hold himself accountable more than
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
All right, man. Let's get to the Ask the Sons and get ready to slide.
Ask the Sons.
First Ask the Son question. Are you ready?
Right.
Comes from Hot Sexy Mommy.
Okay, Mommy.
What is the secret to a successful marriage? Talk to Ting's married man. I think I got a plan, but
I would say compromise.
compromise?
Yeah.
Why?
I think the willingness to accept that it's going to be a partnership, so don't expect everything to go your way, and you might have to give a little bit of yourself
Mm-hmm.
as you're expecting that other person to give a little bit of themselves to make this work. And if if it comes to that, then you definitely need to be able to know how to compromise.
For me, I'll say wants and needs. Mastery or understanding of, I want to say more understanding, working towards mastery of wants and needs. Because I feel like having the understanding of wants and needs in the beginning of a relationship, you could look at stuff like you might want a lot out of this person,
Right.
but you might only require and need certain amount of things. And I feel like there's times where I think men and women, they place these kind of things and stuff on people. Like, let's say a man might want a woman to be the ultimate porn star.
Okay.
Right? But I'm like, do you really need that, or this is something that you want?
Right.
Right? Because I look at it stuff as like, do you need a threesome or do you want a threesome? Right? And this might be into like one of the landscapes. So he might try to convince that woman that you heard it before. We're like, oh, these people were a couple and they had a threesome and now they're gone to shit.
Yeah.
Because I feel like either somebody didn't understand wants and needs and stuff, right? Like
Right.
you can be polyamorous, but if you're polyamorous, I don't think a threesome will break you.
No, it shouldn't break you.
And I feel like the need aspect, like for women on the other side of stuff, is that I think like a good portion, I'm not speaking for all women, I feel like they just need somebody to kind of have their back and help carry the weight. You said it, help shoulder the load.
Yeah.
I feel like they might want somebody that can shoulder the load and do all the above and extra and then some and stuff, whatever, right?
Right.
Like it would be great for every woman to marry a multimillionaire, but there's not that many multimillionaires out here and stuff, whatever. Great to not have to lift a finger and stuff to cook. Or great to not have to do any kind of duties as the motherly duties or something like that, whatever. But like,
Yeah.
but you need to for some of these aspects and stuff, whatever. Or want, like, I wish I didn't have to cook. Okay, so how's your people's gonna eat? Like, you care about your kids eating and stuff, especially if you have small kids or something like that, whatever, right? I think the mastery of like wants and needs defines a lot within an individual and much less a couple. So if two individuals mastered the wants and needs aspect and stuff,
Yeah.
I feel like there'd be so much more popping like couples and relationships and stuff that we figured. Cause I always look at stuff as before I used to always looking like, how ugly do get this type of chick? Right? I'm like, she wanted money. He needed a vagina.
Wants and needs.
Yeah, but I looked at it and stuff like that in a shallow way. But now, when you're looking like on a deeper level and everything, when you like, especially if you have the conversation with some of them and everything, it was like, yo, this guy got me. Like he understands the kind of person I am. He puts up with like I guess my princess ways or certain type of things. Then the guy might say, yo, I'm not perfect and stuff like that in my own regards and stuff, whatever. But I know that she'll always try to make sure I'm fed and my balls are empty. I don't know.
It's funny when you say it like that. It reminds me of the one, this Family Feud episode, right? And dude was member of the Mighty Midget Mafia.
Okay.
And his wife was like tall and just beautiful, right? So Steve's an asshole.
How you get her?
How you get her? Right? And he was like, well, I think we worked at the same job. And he's like, at first she wasn't trying to hear me, but you know what I mean? I was just persistent every day, this, that. And, I would crack my jokes and I think my personality just won her over. And then I was like, she wanted something different. But eventually she's seen what she needed.
Wants and needs.
And that's what it was. So that's it exactly what it brought my mind to when you said that.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people and stuff, just in general, what I've been learning and stuff from like in my walk of life, that a lot of people do not have this mastery over these things and stuff like that, right? With like wants and needs with like their day to day or what's surrounding their surroundings and much less whatever they see they might like, right? Like you need a car. Do you need a Lambo? You might want a Lambo,
Right.
right? But like, would that be practical for you because you want to enjoy the Lambo with some high ass speeds? Most of the streets are not regulated for that.
Yeah.
Right. So it's more of a want type of thing that you would have a Lambo and just to kind of show it off and everything. And I'm not mad at the energy.
Yeah.
But I look at it stuff as like, let's say if you quote unquote lived a little with the want side of stuff in this aspect, everything else should be more to your requirement.
Yeah.
Now, if you're Dolo living like Bruce Wayne with all this multi-millions and everything, you just got like 10 Lamborghinis or 10 Lotuses and stuff like that in your driveway. You have no kids, no wife, no one else to help drive these things and stuff, whatever. You just might need one.
Just might need one. Just might need
You might not need a full castle. Like, you might need like a swanky condo. You know what I'm saying? With like maybe 2 big massive bedrooms or some shit like that, whatever. Why, like, I don't like, a mansion required, like, optimizer eats a lot of land space.
Yeah.
And the fact that one person lives there when then you have an apartment building or a complex and stuff, whatever, where like people stacked on top of each other.
Right.
Like barely have even kind of like wiggle room in these apartments.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me now. So the wants and needs aspect. Next question comes from DesiredxSecrets or Desired Secrets. I guess the X is for space. Do men kind of just assume that attractive women aren't worth pursuing? Next to Smooth. You answer that. How do you feel about that? There's nothing wrong with no attractive woman.
Yeah, I don't. I can see why some men would think that. I'm personally not.
Would you
like
shoot?
That. I'd shoot.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a shooter.
Not active.
Not active. not active.
Don't flag this podcast for that combination.
Only threes and mini me's. But I can see why some men would make the intimidation factor make that a problem. But no, I'm not one of them. And again, it's just, I guess it's the perception that some men just feel like she may be too good for them. And she's looking for a 10 when I might just be a 7.5.
I don't believe this world makes like ugly people like that anymore.
I don't think so either.
I feel like there's so many, I'm going to say, things, devices, surgeries, procedures that people do or take or have that kind of kills the gap of unattractiveness. So I feel like you're going to run to a high volume of attractive women, or who seems presentable when they go outside, right? I still say the makeup thing is sorcery at its finest.
Yeah.
It's wizardry.
Yeah.
Because I looked at them like, you're like a whole dude. And they just dolled up and everything like, it's weird where, for me, I just find it weird and stuff that, I guess if, let's say, I'm assuming this might be a woman, will kind of just get dolled up and looking like no one's trying to pursue me.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like you're probably warranting attention and stuff. Like, even if you're lonely and you're looking for somebody and stuff, I think there's other ways to kind of make yourself, I don't want to say small up yourself, because Jamaican people love saying that, and I dig it.
Yeah.
I dig it, but I look at it stuff as where you're not trying to make yourself attainable to everybody, but it's more relatable.
Okay.
Because I look at it stuff as that if you're this hot woman,
right?
If you're, or like, okay, we'll say it to you. You're this attractive dude. You're single though, right?
Yeah.
No chicks kind of really tickled your fancy and stuff like that to some things. But let's
Still
say
like chicks. Still like chicks.
Still like chicks.
Yeah.
But like there's like you're looking for a particular kind of woman.
Right.
You want a woman that like, I don't know, that collects stamps or
Okay.
some shit,
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
right? And now you join some kind of stamp liking club and everything. Then you see this one woman like, oh, I have these exclusive stamps now. You guys have this affinity besides the level of attraction.
Right.
So it's beyond past the level of like physically, like the physicality and stuff, whatever. It's more a thing. And I feel like to get somebody is kind of like if you work towards your own personal goals, you'll line up to certain people if you don't have somebody already.
Yeah.
And if you have somebody and they're still with you and you're still working on your own personal goals and they're still there, you've won.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see, I learned. See, I'm learning about life.
You're learning.
I'm learning. Last question comes from Helena Hime. What's your nope moment? I had 2 this week.
Yeah, this week go. Let me hear one.
I don't want to try to reveal too much about personal life. I put 90% of my world on the podcast, but I will say this, and you can see my place of employment on stuff over there on that part of the studio and stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
But my place of employment had a long service awards
Okay.
this week.
Okay.
And they gave gift cards.
Right.
They're not broke.
Far from it.
Far from it.
Okay.
When you can do celebrity this, cook off with this celebrity and stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
That ain't broke shit.
No, that's not.
That's not broke shit. Then they look at us and stuff and trying to like, for the people who put the time in, it's kind of like and say like, hey, aren't you not satisfied with this little monkey ass cake we gave you guys? Refreshments with just bottle of water, tea, and coffee. And not a meet and greet with the CEO. A video.
A video watch.
Pre-recorded video.
A video watch.
Of the CEO telling you, that's a nope for me. That was a nope. I looked at stuff, I was like, why would anybody want to give any blood, sweat, and tears back to this place and even anymore? You know I hate about pizza lunches, pizza parties.
Yeah.
Adult pizza party. But I looked at it, so I'm like, yeah, this is a nope. This is I feel like that was a nope for me where you clearly don't appreciate us.
Clearly.
So I won't go the extra mile for you guys.
My note moment was
and there's tons other ones.
There's tons
for me
other
too.
ones. Yeah.
But yeah.
I have just this week as well. Going to a dollar store and we were purchasing some stuff for a party, and we got home and realized that certain items we didn't need, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we went back to the dollar store to return the items.
No refunds or exchange?
No refunds or exchanges. And I'm saying, in this day and age, when there's so many competitors out there, it's not like this stuff will ever go to waste in a dollar store.
Mm-hmm.
No, it even says it on the receipt. I looked at the receipt, and of course it said no
refunds or exchange.
But it's not something that I was looking at the beginning when I went.
I think a lot of people forget about it, whatever. That's why, because most people gotten better with the customer service,
right? And I'm saying to myself, there's really places that still don't do this sort of stuff. I'm like, come back here? Nope.
Would you do it again? Nope. Let me ask you this. I was having this conversation with somebody, and I got a Yelp app now.
You got a Yelp app?
I got a Yelp app.
Okay.
Never was fucking with Yelp and all that type of stuff before, reviews, never mind anything. But now I'm looking at this stuff, whatever. Like, and I'm gonna ask you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how heavy is a Google review on a business?
You know what? Before, I never gave it that much weight, but I think now it's a lot. It's a real thing, especially if you're in a service that multiple people are in or multiple stores in. You know, it'd be different if it's like Like you sell stuff that's unique.
Mm-hmm.
And it could only be purchased from your store.
So you could be a dick.
So you could be a dick all you want. You have something that people need and only you provide it. But if it's something that can be got anywhere else, your reputation is pretty much one of the things that's going to be looked at when people are purchasing.
Mm-hmm. I went to okay, so I went to a department store, right? I went to go get some cologne. No, I didn't go there for cologne actually. I went there for something else, but like, you know, walking through you see the colognes and shit like that, whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay, I fuck with this particular company, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I was looking at it and I was like, oh, okay. And then the lady's like, I'll be with you shortly. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, oh, no, I never seen this one. This is new. Yes, this is new. I'm like, I said that to you. I said that.
Right, yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, I have this. I have this. I bought this before, whatever, right?
Right.
This one I never really smelt and stuff, whatever, before.
Yeah.
But I've always seen it. And it was on my next, like on my to buy list. But I'm like, I've never seen this one and stuff, whatever, right? So she had an attitude when she was spraying it, whatever, right? And there was a racial difference between us.
Right.
She wasn't a Caucasian woman, I can tell you that. She was more Middle Eastern descent.
Okay.
Right? And I was like, I got a vibe that it wasn't warm and welcoming.
Right.
Consider the fact, I was like, yo, you got any samples? Are you going to give me any samples and stuff like that? We don't do samples and stuff here. I'm like, fuck you mean you don't do samples for cologne?
Yeah.
I said, you know what? It's okay. Have a nice day. Because I can go to another store like this.
Yeah.
Just not in this mall.
Right.
And probably get the same product and stuff like that. I don't have to do this.
Exactly.
And then when I was walking off, she's saying something and stuff, and I guess another one of her coworkers and stuff are looking like, you know, is everything okay over here? I'm like, no, you'll be hearing about me on a Google review.
Right.
And when I said that, now both of their faces fucking dropped.
Yeah.
But I was like, why does it have to come to that? To give decent service. Right?
Listen, today, when we and wife went to the grocery store, we're running everything through now the cash register, and dude's about to run the eggs, and he goes, "Did you check the eggs?"
Oh,
I'm like, shit. I can't remember any cashier ever asking me
did you check the eggs?
if I checked my eggs.
Can I tell you?
And I said to him, yeah, no, thank you. I checked them. I made sure everything was good.
It's standard for you, but at least a thought.
But just the thought of it. And then after we're packing up everything, wifey was like, I never had anybody. That's good customer service. And I'm saying, yeah, because what if I did forget to check the eggs? I'd have been like, you know what? Let me check them right now real quickly to make sure that I don't leave here with a couple broken eggs while I could switch them while I'm still here.
Right.
And I'm saying, no, that's customer service.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, we are here at the end. Okay. Thank you, folks. My loyalty rise.
Yeah.
Looking for revenge. On summer 16. On summer 16. Yo. I'm in the 6. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. See? Oh, now you want to say it. Once again, thank you for listening to the Podical Sons. Like, comment, subscribe. All of the above.
All the above.
Yes, we do appreciate you guys for rocking with us every week. To the new ones, welcome. Stick around. There'll be more great things to come. Once again, thank you for listening to Podical Sons. Remember, the difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits. Peace and love, y'all.
The Podical Sons with Not Your Average Joseph and Sofa King Marvelous.